Bird flu is surging in the U.S. once again and continues to push egg prices even higher. And this afternoon, Fox 5 is getting answers on how long these price hikes could last.
And farms throughout the West are stepping up mitigation efforts, trying their best to keep the virus out. And of course, that is not helping with the record high egg prices that we are seeing on our store shelves. The virus has killed more than 17 million birds in the past 3 months, creating a huge supply shortage. The Agricultural Department says egg prices are expected to increase another 20% in 2025.
So how long could we see the continued impacts on chickens and eggs across the country? Fox 5's Alexis Fernandez is getting answers from a local livestock specialist.
Well, John and Kim, as the number of bird flu cases steadily increases, entire poultry farms have been wiped out to keep the virus from spreading. That's why we're seeing egg shortages in our local grocery stores. Since the H5N1 bird flu was first detected in poultry in 2022, outbreaks have led to the loss of more than 100 million birds across the country, according to the CDC.
Part of the concern is that highly pathogenic avian influenza is very easily transmitted from wild bird populations into domestic poultry.
The price of eggs and eventually the price of chicken are expected to increase this year because of the shortage. We reached out to the University of Nevada, Reno's livestock specialist Tracy Shane to find out how long impacts could last for.
And it takes about 21 to 22 weeks from the time you have a day-old chick until they're old enough to start laying eggs. So we're going to have a little lag in the market waiting for farms to be able to increase capacity to what they've been in the past.
There are no commercial egg producers in Nevada, but at least 2 bird flu cases have been detected in dairy cows. So what's being done?
Everyone's going within the agriculture industry is trying to increase their biosecurity measures and really do everything they can to try to reduce our human causal factors for moving virus around, cleaning boots, washing hands.
We also wanted to know, what is the risk to humans? The CDC says the health risk is low. 67 people contracted bird flu in 2024 and 1 person has died. There hasn't been any person-to-person spread. And to help address the shortage, the Nevada Department of Agriculture is working with state lawmakers to allow the sale of non-cage-free eggs. The state banned the sale of eggs from caged hens in 2021.
And we don't know when lawmakers will address the issue at the next legislative session, which begins next week.
And if the price of a dozen eggs gives you pause at the grocery store, imagine how much Valley restaurants are now shelling out. Brad Birdsall, who owns both Egg Works and the Egg and I, told us that the price of eggs keeps him up at night. He says the first few years he owned the breakfast spots, the food costs were bearable, but then things changed.
And this last 2 years for us has strictly been about circling the wagons, controlling costs, and just trying to stay ahead of the food prices, because the food prices are just, and it's not just eggs, it's everything is up.
And Birdsall says typically he pays between $12 and $24 for a 15-dozen case of eggs. Recently, he's paid as much as $140 for that same size case.